Olympia champ, Chris Bumstead.
Here's Bob.
Three-time Olympia champion, Chris Bumstead. Chris, you did it again, buddy. Four-time Olympia champion, Chris. 4 times. Here we are, Chris. Talked about it last year, we talked about it this year. We've done many, many interviews throughout the entire season. The strive for 5 is finally done, my friend. 5-time Olympia champion, folks. How's that sound, brother?
It's hard to say sweeter because they're all special, but this one's really, really special, yeah. Anyone close to me knows how special this one is. I don't even know how good that sounds right now. There's a lot that went into the last few years, to be completely honest. Some physical growth, but it's been a lot of mental, emotional growth. I know I'm not the only one who faces some trials and tribulations. You know, bodybuilding's given me so much. It's a road full of ups and downs, as with everything in life. And I'm learning to really enjoy the moment and the journey and be present in it, because a lot of people don't have the opportunity to kind of enjoy the moment, so they look back and realize what they just went through, and they're like, wow, that was like, I wish I'd been a little more present and enjoyed that a little more. I think this year I wanted to add to my champion mentality concept, and I told myself that I wasn't going to numb out my emotions, suppress everything I felt just to win another Olympia, and I'd rather experience this whole process and do that. And life really tested.
Go ahead and do that.
Well, how much of each left?
Oh, just like 140.
Okay. Any rice or no?
Yeah, mix a little bit of rice. We're gonna do the burger after, when we get a little closer. We'll do the burger. Because I just need to try to find out what time we're gonna be on stage. 100 and...
Salt calculation on the crack scale.
Grab that.
Do not. Okay. And just burger, whatever else.
Yeah. Here, grab this burger. Okay, so 7:45, bro.
7:45.
Oh, that's a
We're
lot of
on
time.
stage, or did you be back there?
No, backstage, right?
You have a voice note? What?
Very loud.
Maddie, can you just bring this too? It's light. I just won't be able to carry all the food and everything's pillow and blanket.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Maddie, can you grab me cold one energy?
There's one in here. I have it.
It's like watching it drink these things.
Oh man, soon enough.
Yeah.
That's right. Refreshing.
No more like. Oh.
I'm not even showing the label.
Oh, hold on. There you go.
You ready to go? You're gonna bring all this, babe? Don't forget.
I'm gonna bring all the food,
Alright.
burger, the
Hello?
shit. Yep. You good? You got your number
Yeah.
and your suit.
Hammer.
Good.
I'll see you soon. Good. I'm Ubering with Paige.
Yep.
So I'll figure out where the fuck to go. Okay.
Yeah.
Just put Chapin Theater. That's
Chapin
the closest
Theater?
drop off, yeah.
Okay.
Chapin Theater.
Okay, guys.
Alright.
Good luck.
Go do it up. Love you. Bye, honey. I'll see you tonight.
Yes,
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah.
If you need anything, let me
Perfect.
know. I can
Thank
carry
you, babe.
stuff.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna grab this.
Thanks again.
weight. More. Come on, get in there. There you go. Everything. Good. Nice.
You noticed a lot of change from that aspect from when you first met him to now?
Yeah, his mindset completely changed. You saw that he became more mature in terms of knowing that he is the champ and that he has to do what the champ has to do. So everything changed at this point. The second he won the Olympia, then people weren't sure that he was actually the winner. So he had something to prove, and then he understood that he is the champ. Chris, at his best, he's the best in the world, and he understood that the mindset has to come with that, and he started to grow mentally. His physique just went along, and that was really inspiring to watch as somebody going from, you know, Ottawa, little place, going from being just a normal guy to Mr. Olympia, still being a normal guy, just as humble as it gets, have a lot of humility and just grows with that and without changing who he actually is in his circle. Beautiful. Every time we get on prep or training together, the goal is to be mindful. You have to be present with me or I don't want to train with you. So Chris had to be present in every workout. And if you're present, we're only in the gym, only you and me and the weights. Life is good. We're here, we're now, so life is amazing. Just focus on me, focus on your set, and that's what everything just happened. Every time we trained together, it was just locked in. He's not in his mind, he's in the present state, and that's what really changed. And you know, now he's doing that without the gym, and you can see that he's grown as a person, and 24/7 now.
Breathe. Ready bottle, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
See you soon.
Yeah. See you night.
See you tonight?
See you tonight.
Yes, see you tonight.
Another one.
Another one.
Yes, sir. Another battle.
Hey Chris, how are you?
How are you? Nice to meet you, man. What's your name?
Stefan.
Stefan? Nice
Yes.
to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Rock and roll.
That's it. Final hoorah. Final. Keep that Sam Brown.
I'll try. What's the worst thing you want to get off stage?
Oh,
Cold bump. That's actually literally what I want, though.
From now on, learn to see you tonight.
Yeah. See you night. It's good, man. What? What?
They're nuts. Here. Yeah, buttercup. Which is better. It's not like.
A little dark in there.
Oh, I brought this whole fucking thing and you put so many ketchup packets in there.
Oh, yeah.
He said 2.
Yeah.
2 ketchup packs?
Got a burger up in here.
Plain burger. So, better than the 15 pounds of potatoes I've eaten. I actually have eaten 15 pounds of potatoes.
15 pounds. Do you want to puke or do you want to puke?
Since like Tuesday.
Is that not bad? Yeah. He's like, I almost want to work with Honey just to find out what the fuck is up with the potatoes. And I'm,
No one knows what's up with
I don't
the
know.
potatoes. He's like, one day maybe when we're old, I'll tell you the secret about them. I'm like, oh sure, honey.
there's literally, I mean, maybe this is. Here you go, baby.
I'll make it up by then. There's a microwave in here, but you know.
There's not. There's not. Sorry, cold burger it is. With no water. Oh.
Well, we got ice chips.
All he wants is water. He's like, fuck food.
Yeah. You're like so hungry, I'll prep, and then all cravings are deleted from eating 15 pounds of potatoes. You're like, well, I enjoy a burger, It's like, okay, we'll eat a cold, hard burger with nothing on it. I'm
Fucking
like,
nothing
all right.
on it. Disgusting.
Just give me some ice cubes.
I think over the years, the biggest thing I've seen him do is the ability to stay really present and really grounded throughout hardship. Because it seems like every year there has been something that's happened, whether he's torn his hamstring, torn his bicep, torn his lat, family, personal relationship shit, just a bunch of things. And this year, even like, oh gosh, was it 10 weeks out, 9? Even when he tore his lat, of course he's human, he had his moment of being like, fuck, what am I gonna do? I tore my lat, like how, I can't even train with a torn lat. But he was able to not focus on that and keep pushing forward and persevering. And it wasn't like fake. It wasn't like, oh, fake it till you make it. I'm just gonna keep trying to put a smile on and enjoy this. Like he felt his pain physically, emotionally, but he was still able to be like, I'm gonna do this, head down. So he was very present, even during the pain. And it made his journey, I feel, so much more special. And being able to soak up all the good, all the bad, everything. So.
Just as full. Shoulders are full.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it looks
oh
sharp.
my God, you look like those fucking abs are so hard. Jesus. Yeah. Your chest looks fuller too. Yeah.
Yeah, all day. I'm like, just don't drink water. Don't drink any water.
Is that good? Is this going down?
The cookies are all hot.
Those two, they're really intense.
They're heavy.
Okay.
Let's do it. Is this one on?
Burgers like a whip. So you can sit back on the cloth.
Fries or burger or anything will go get you that. I just had some honey.
How much of this do you have left?
Not a lot. I have honey too. And almond butter.
Yeah.
Honey, egg, salt, like just fucking crank salt and honey and shove it in your mouth. Almond butter, like, I don't know.
I used to carve up on chocolate bars, so
Alright.
back in the day.
There's some My Cookie Dealer cookies somewhere.
God,
On the streets.
just stomach starts going.
I haven't felt this excited since the first Olympia that I ever competed at, When I qualified the first time for myself in 2018, I was like, it's that big, shiny, new fucking Olympia. It's like, man, I'm so excited to be there. That's that feeling I'm having again, where I'm just like, it feels like a whole new show. When you're competing there, it's one thing and it's exciting to be there, especially You know, when you're really competing, like at the top of the sport, there's an excitement to it, you know. But over time, your priorities change, you know, your priorities of what, you know, and I kept using this word when we were doing the podcast of like fulfilled, changes over time, you know. And right now that shift is, you know, more into being there as a fan, be there as, you know, a friend and a supporter, you know, supporter for Chris, like for, you know, family like that, or for other friends that I have in the show, and and like you said, I haven't seen Chris on stage since 2019. You know, it's either I've been watching him on the live stream, like, which I could be the same as I was 6,000 miles away, even though I'm 5 miles down the road, you know? So, you know, with the conflicting schedules, I never really got to see that. So I'm really excited to, you know, see him kill it up there, and, you know, just to, you know, be there in a different capacity this year, you know, because the years that, you know, we were working together is like when I was coaching him, obviously there's a different dynamic and different levels of pressure and different levels of, you know, how it affects you from a personal impact, and then you're trying to compete yourself. And then there's a few, last year he was with Hani and I was there myself and I never even saw him, you know, so just to be there and just to like enjoy that whole, you know, process and watch him and Hani do their thing, and just to, you know, be there in any way that I can to help or support and just watch him on stage. And it's very, very exciting for me for sure.
Yeah, what has it been like watching him kind of like prep with Hani and stuff like that?
It's been awesome. I mean, you know, you can tell when something's like two people gel, you know, and you can see it, anyone who's watched their videos together and see their little fucking banter back and forth, and like you can see there's a good rapport, a good relationship built there, you know. And me being someone that's been in the sport as long as I have, even not having worked with him, like I have an immense trust in Hani for sure. Like I don't think Chris could be in any better hands, you know, so obviously just caring about him as family, you know, you obviously want to make sure that there's someone that's like doing them the best, and I never doubt that for a second with it being Hani, you know. And obviously last year, you know, was indicative, even just from a, not even the best hand standpoint, but best hand standpoint from like just a peak and physique look, you know, was definitely one of his best, or definitely his best look, you know, conditioning, fullness, like just crispness, like, you know. So to see that, it's like, it was honestly like not a sigh of relief, because I had no doubts in Hani, but it's like, fuck, we both made the right call, and that, you know, one, in terms of, you know, the impact that it could potentially have on our relationship, but then also knowing that like, he's in the best hands possible. I think he's up there fucking killing it at a whole new level, which, you know, look, I'm confident in my coaching to a point, but when you're trying to like win multiple Olympias, and not even just win multiple Olympias, be better every Olympia. You know, there's one thing to just show up every year the exact fucking same and win Olympias, but when you get to that point, like, when you're already winning, what's the next step? To be better, to be better, to be better. You're competing against yourself. You're chasing your own self, you know? So to see that he was able to achieve that with Hani last year was a very gratifying feeling for me, for sure. Yeah.
Are you still
I just ate my last race day.
darker? I think it's darker. I mean, it could be the lights, it could be all the bronzer in my eyes, but it looks great. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. I got it. Just turn. Yeah, it looks good. It dried well. It's good. Let me see your your butt. Turn in the light. Yeah, there's nothing on his butt. Looks great.
Yeah, I was worried about it tonight, but just the top. It's all good.
Yeah, good call.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Good call, you.
Lead it. It's great.
Vascularity's coming out too.
No, I was telling him to get out of your way, brother.
Go around. You want me up here?
Yes, sir.
Numerical order: 3, 6, 22, 27, 28, and 31.
Quarter turn to the right. Quarter turn right. Quarter turn right. And face front. Gentlemen, front double bicep. Side chest. Back double bicep.
That's it, Chris, hold
Elbows
it.
and sides. Gentlemen, your favorite classic pose.
There you go, Chris.
Thank you, gentlemen. Back in line. Back to you, Bob.
All right, thank you, Big Steve. Here we are, Chris. We talked about it last year, we talked about it this year. We've done many, many interviews throughout the entire season. The strive for 5 is finally done, my friend. 5-time Olympia champion, folks. How's it feel, Chris? Does it get sweeter every time?
It's hard to say sweeter because they're all special, but this one's really, really special, yeah. Anyone close to me knows how special this one is. And I mean, this prep was fun, it was interesting. I've had a mantra every prep I've gone through. Last year was from a friend Zach, it was about no quit. This year, I wanted to add to my champion mentality concept, and I told myself that I wasn't going to numb out my emotions, suppress everything I felt just to win another Olympia, and I'd rather experience this whole process and do that. And life really tested me when I said that, and I was going through some shit at the beginning of this prep, some personal shit, and I started to shut down, and my body started to shut down, and I honestly tore my lat like 10 weeks out. No one even knows that. And then it was like no training for a while, and it was shit, and it was falling apart, but I told myself I was gonna feel it. And I was gonna lean on the people I love, and I wasn't gonna be alone through all that. And I remember when I tore my lat in the gym, I called my fiance, called Hani, I called my parents, I talked to my sister Ian, and I cried. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And that was one of those things where leaning on people I love. They all looked at me and they're like, you don't have to do this. And we'll love you no matter what you do, but we believe in you. And I was like, fuck. I was like, okay. And that filled me up with courage to keep going, keep pushing. And then I remember it was probably 4 weeks after that, I had my first real back workout where I could train through the pain. And I had a good workout. I remember lying on the gym floor. Thank God I have a private gym now. I remember crying again, and this time it was in gratitude. And I realized I not only would have felt that much joy and gratitude if I had quit, but I also wouldn't have felt it if I had numbed everything up until that point. Because when you numb the bad, you numb the good. And I don't share this for pity or to make it seem like it was a hard prep, because the end was beautiful. I enjoyed the entire end of this prep. I just share this because I want people to know that life's up and down. It's about having no quit. It's about not giving up on yourself. It's about leaning on the people you love, enjoying the goddamn journey, and just being along for the experience. So thank you guys so much for this experience. The past 5 years of my life, past 10 years of competing, have been some of the greatest, made some of the greatest relationships I can imagine. The support from all you guys, the love from the league, Big Steve, I see you smiling in there, Jim, Debbie, everyone, Dan Solomon out here. I just thank you guys so much for this beautiful thing. And my team, Hani, I couldn't do this without you. Courtney, my fiance, I love you so much. You're the strengths behind me. My mom, my dad, Maddie, Calvin, the boys, everybody. I effing love you guys so much. And I'm so grateful to be up here. So thank you guys so much for everything. Let's enjoy the night. Let's have a fucking good time. So thank you.
Chris, I got nothing to add to that. Spoken like our true champion once again. You're no stranger to the winner's circle, and no signs of slowing down anytime soon. People keep asking you, do you have one more year in you, Chris? You're going to keep going. People want you to go to the Open. Probably isn't a bad idea maybe at some point. 400,000 good reasons to do that, right, Jake? Jake's thumbs up. That's all for it. But I'm just going to let you enjoy this moment, my friend. So no questions about the future. No question whether C-Bum staying or going. Just enjoy being your 5-time Olympia champion, my friend. The most popular man on the planet, folks, when it comes to bodybuilding, C-Bum, 5-time champion.
All right, so here we are, back in the gym where it all began, I guess. We wrapped up the Olympia weekend and we're experiencing it. So doing the outro now, and surprised, we're having a baby. Baby bum is along the way. It was the most beautiful blessing I could have ever received in the midst of this prep when a lot of shit was going down. I mentioned in my acceptance speech I had torn my lat at about 10 weeks out. My body wasn't responding at that point. My mental state wasn't there. I was going through all this shit. I was traveling too much. I had lost 12 pounds in a week randomly. I literally went from like 262 to 250, and 10 weeks out I've never been that light, and I didn't know what was going on with my body. And I was stressed out. There was some personal stuff going on the back end, and then I found out Courtney was pregnant, and it was like the best news I could have ever gotten. I was so happy, and then there was all this other shit pulling me in other directions and stressing me out. And then that's when I tore my lat. I went to the gym one day and I was doing deadlifts, 405, and I just was letting the bar down and just popped, and my lat just like yanked, and this throbbing pain went through me. And it's how I tore my hamstring back in 2019 doing deadlifts, and it was the same feeling. And I was in the gym and I was just so defeated at this point. I felt like this prep wasn't going good the week prior, the 2 weeks prior, the year prior, and I was already feeling so defeated. And that really took the wind out of me. That took everything out of me. I remember being at the gym, I was in Canada, I walked outside and I just started fucking bawling my eyes out by myself. I called Courtney, she's like, hey babe, what's going on? And I just was sobbing. She's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I can't fucking do this. Like, everything's falling apart. My body's not here, my mind's not in the right place. I just tore my lat, like everything's literally crumbling. And then I called Hani after that, and he's like, what's up buddy, how's it going? And I start crying. He's like, what the fuck is going on, man? And then I went home, cried to my sister and Ian and my parents, and I was just feeling so like defeated. That's all I could really say. And that's when I kind of went MIA for a little bit on social and YouTube. We didn't really film anything. I flew back home and I couldn't train back for like 3 weeks. Couldn't train my upper body for about 10 days. Luckily in Canada, I got to see Dr. Khan. I had an appointment with him prior, which was super lucky. And then I went in and he was able to do some stuff for me. So shout out to him. That was very helpful, very lucky that I already had that appointment set up while I was in Canada. But it was a mental battle. And as I said, this year was a huge focus on not just having no quit, because I know I cannot quit at shit, but sometimes what it takes to be the best champion you can be isn't what it takes to be the best man you can be, the best partner you can be, best husband, dad, soon to be dad, best person you can be. And I didn't want to shut out all my emotion and become a more lesser version of myself, because I'm not just bodybuilding to be a big jack dude. I want to be a better version of myself. So didn't want to just not quit. I wanted to experience all this, and that was the theme. I wanted to feel the good and the bad this year, because when in the past, when I've had to numb and suppress all the shit I was going through, and fear and anxiety and doubt and everything, all the positive things start to dim the light too, because when you numb the good, when you numb the bad, you numb the good. And so I leaned into it. My therapist Jordan helped me a lot through this process. I had a session with her a week after, and I was like defeated still, and she was just like, this is just part of your story, you know? And I said in my speech again to my family, they're all like, look, you don't have to do this. You can quit. You do whatever you want. Like, we'll love you either way, but we know you can do this if you want to. And, you know, that really put a lot of strength in me, I guess. You know, times when you doubt yourself, if you have a team of people who love you, who support you, can lift you up and carry the load that feels too heavy for you to burden, it really helps a lot. So I can't express how grateful I am for the people in my life. And I just started getting through it, you know. I was stressed out, and instead of trying to not be stressed about it, I just was like, no shit, you're gonna be stressed out right now, you know. You're now gonna be a dad. It's a huge deal, super important. Your health is also very important, even more important to me now. And there's all this other shit going on, so just try and feel whatever's going on. You're not meant to feel just excited and perfect all the time, so accept that where you are right now is just where you are meant to be, because as soon as you start fighting, as soon as you start to think where you are and how you feel isn't how you're meant to feel and where you're meant to be, everything feels way worse than it should be. So I accepted it, and I felt it, and I leaned into it. I got back to the gym, and I did what little I could. What could I do? I could train legs, I could train some light arms, I could do specific movements that weren't engaging my lat. very minimal things for a while, and I got through it day by day. And then I think it was 4 weeks after all this, I was in the gym. It was believe it was a back workout. I remember lying on the ground after a workout and being like, didn't even realize I had just gone through day by day by day by day, just doing what I needed to do, not quitting, trying to feel the ups and the downs of it all. And then all of a sudden one day I had a fucking great workout. I just crushed my workout, and I was still like 6 weeks out, and I was like, fuck, like I can do this. Like I started to build that belief back in myself. Sitting here, this is like where I was sitting when it happened too. And I was like, fuck, like you can do this. And I started crying in the gym, and this time, instead of those tears I had had weeks before of crying about feeling defeated, it was feeling the belief rising back up in myself, and like I could win another Olympia, or even get to the end of it and be proud of how I look. So that was a pretty beautiful moment, a moment of gratitude and experience of life, of the feelings, the ups and the downs. The feeling of being alive as a human is really why we're here. You know, we're not meant to win titles and be rich and do all these things. We're just meant to have a human experience of love and highs and lows and feelings and emotions and be there for it all. So it was pretty cool to have experienced such a fucking low and then back up into a high. And then it was game time, you know. I was like, fuck it, we're locking it in now. Courtney had told me to read this book called The One Thing, and it's just talking about how, like, if you want to be the elite at something, you need to focus on one thing at a time and not spread your thoughts too far across too many things. And I was like, fuck it. If I'm going to win this Olympia, this is all I can focus on. This is all I can put my attention onto. And so that's what I did. Stopped going to the office, stopped caring about work, stopped replying to emails, texts, stopped doing anything. I just showed up and I did the fucking work in the gym every single day. And I was in bed at 9 o'clock every day. I was up at 7 every single day. I ate the same meals at the same time every single day. I crushed every workout every single day. And I did the damn work. And it pulled together. And I was a fucking robot. Not emotionally, physically. And it was fun. You know, I was able to experience it. Axel came down, Ian came down. There was all these fun things going on. I'm going to the doctors with Courtney, getting ultrasounds, checking out our new baby on the way, and I started to build more and more excitement for that. And it just became this like beautiful like journey within a journey, and it was amazing. And probably one of my favorite preps to date. I'm grateful we got to finish with the splash. And that was kind of, I know this is an outro to show day, but that was all the emotion that was going through me while I was competing. And I had a few moments on stage where one of the things I've worked on very hard over the last few years is my mental ability to be present and enjoy the damn journey. And that's the experience I have with a 5-time Mr. Olympia now. You know, I was on stage, and instead of thinking of hitting poses or doing this, doing that, I'm like standing there looking around, looking for my family in the crowd, hitting my poses, thinking to myself like, fuck, you just tore a lat. You're having a baby. Your pregnant wife is out there watching you. There's a truck outside right now, very loud. And I was able to just like think all this on stage and enjoy all that and have all these moments, which is so beautiful. And that's what I've worked on, to be able to be present and not be stuck in my head and stuck in stress and stuck in chaos while in this huge moment of potential stress on stage. So I was up there enjoying it, and you guys could see it from a lot of the pictures this year. My smile was brighter. I just like felt like I was enjoying it a lot more, and that's all I've ever wanted. So it was a really good experience on stage. You know, I did everything I could, and I was able to just enjoy it on there. And at the night show, I remember being backstage and just like closing my eyes and thinking of all that stuff that I had gone through and all the pressure I put on myself, all the stress that I feel all the time. And a lot of the work I've been doing in therapy too is kind of like talking about healing like a past self. And I remember being backstage and pulled up a picture of a young version of myself. And this is something I've been doing in therapy. And being like, fuck man, like we're doing it. Like you did it. Like I love you, bro. Like talking to myself. And I remember like crying again and being like, on stage again, they were calling our names. I had the same thought. I looked up at the Olympia where it's spelt on stage. I looked out in the crowd at the lights, and I was just like, fuck, you're here. This is the moment. Like you're in it right now. This is what you're gonna look back on, and you're just experiencing it right now, and you're here. And I can't really put into words the kind of feelings I have when you're up there, but it was amazing. And you know, we did it. I was pretty confident I had won this Olympia after prejudging. I knew the package I had brought and the work I had done, and saw the pictures, and I was like, I got this. And I was just chilling. I was enjoying it. So when they called my name, and I have 5 years of just closing my eyes and listening for Bob Chicaro's voice being like, and new, and still, and still, and still, and still, you're a 5-time Mr. Olympia champion. And just hearing him say that and me just waiting for it and being like, just enjoy this moment, never forget this moment. It was cool. It was a lot of fun and something I will never ever forget. And then I get to go backstage, see my pregnant wife, fiance, whatever, close enough. And my family and friends were all back there and be able to hug and enjoy celebrations and everything. And it was a lot of fun. So it was a beautiful journey. Lots of lessons learned, you know. It's pretty cool how I've just been a person who suppresses everything, and now at this like peak moment of my life, I was like, no, I'm gonna fucking feel it all. And it was the best experience I have ever had. And the biggest lesson I learned is just when you're in those low moments and you're having those hard times and life feels so stressful, like you can't keep going, or it's this shit, instead of trying to feel like you shouldn't be in that moment, embrace that moment, because those are the moments, all that hell, those moments that you want to quit, the moments you want to shut down, those moments that are just shit at the beginning or anywhere in your journey, those are the moments that make the victories or the workouts where you're just like, wow, I feel good today. Those are what makes those so sweet. And I wouldn't have experienced those moments of gratitude and joy if it weren't for those lows. So don't fight those moments, don't try and get rid of them, just sitting there and feeling them. A little bit deeper with Courtney.